On the first day, Coach? Couldn't have picked a
How about that weather, huh? 73 degrees. I guess when we started 75, sunny, wind died down, so it was a great start. Weather was good, had a lot of energy, which you expect for the first day. A lot of good looking. Larry Jackson's done a fine job in the off season. We've utilized our meeting time well. I thought our guys understood the schemes that we tried to install, and you know, guys were buzzing around. We had good tempo, had some good-looking prospects out there too, watching practice, and little DJ Double R crank it up a little bit. So it was, all in all, I thought it was good.
Kevin, what is the status of Darian Claiborne and Isaiah Golden?
No different than it was. I think the statement was made Monday that they're suspended indefinitely. That's department policy.
So no timeline on when?
No timeline. You know, as far as you know, when pending investigation and everything else, you know, they're suspended indefinitely.
Is Claiborne different since the second time for him?
I can't answer that right now. It depends on, you know, what's going to happen legally and where that goes. So.
What's your level of concern with some of the decisions some of your guys have made?
It's a concern. You know, I think every program faces challenges, and not just during the off season, but during the season. I think we do a great job of educating our players. You know, and it's an ongoing process. And so, you know, I don't think there's a coach alive out there right now that doesn't go to bed and worry about phone calls. And you know, for the most part, our guys have done a good job of handling things off the field. We had a couple guys make a few poor choices since we've been here, and you know, we've disciplined them, and we'll continue to discipline them. We've been consistent with what we're doing, and you know, I think as I said, these guys are suspended indefinitely.
Jarvis Harrison, Deshaun Hall, Jay Arnold. Do you expect any of those guys to be practicing?
No. We've got a bunch of shoulders out there. You could guess from a bunch of young guys last year. Deshaun has had both shoulders operated on, and a couple tears, which is amazing since he played about every snap in the bowl game. And then he immediately had one shoulder fixed, got that a little bit better, and then he had the other shoulder fixed. Jay Arnold played a bunch of snaps in the bowl game. He had his shoulder fixed. Darian had his shoulder fixed. Jarvis Harrison had his. You know, he had one before we got here early in his career. He had the other one fixed. So, you know, we got beat up a little bit, more on the D line than the offensive line. But Jarvis will be back. He'll be fine. He's getting really close to graduation too, and coming back, getting that shoulder fixed was big for him to get back. You know, we returned really 4 of the 5 offensive linemen in that bowl game. You know, Jarvis popped a calf celebrating on the Trey Carson run, and so a lot of people didn't even notice Grambling finished the game, and it's been great work. He's come in and done a good job. So, you know, I thought. You know, Avery Genesee jumped in there at right tackle and did some good things. You can tell the new guys, him and Jermaine are new, but they're 300-pound guys. They're going to help us and create some depth. Quarterbacks, you know, it's just the first day. So we're running around out there in our underwear. We'll figure it out. We got another day of that. And I say it every year. You know, we got guys that look really good these first 2 days. And then all of a sudden, you put the plastic on, and some guys just disappear for the spring. So, you know, at least I like the tempo and I like the pace that we're approaching things.
Do you sense that Cedric, a way he is perhaps even more focused or excited about getting started?
Yeah, I think you know, he's done a good job. You know, the process that we talked about, basically about, you know, his improvement, the move from right to left tackle was big. The other thing, I think, you know, that Cedric athletically, I think, has been ready to go to the next level. But, you know, weight-wise, this is really the first couple 3-month period that he's been able to keep his weight over 300 pounds. You know, he's hovered around that 290 to 295 area. And, you know, moving to this year and we're talking about the next level. And he, you know, against some teams, he had a little trouble anchoring last year with, you know, a little bit light. So he's eating right, he's lifting, he's a leader, and I think he's proud of, you know, he's one of those 305-pound guys that like to walk around the pool with his shirt off. So that was part of the problem with him staying at 295. But now I think he understands that anchor is, he can still look pretty good at, you know, 305 or 310.
Those guys you lost, Coach, you were more worried about the production, Kevin, or the leadership?
You
when
mean
look at it?
the
The guys, the seniors that are gone, when you look at now moving forward?
the guys that left?
Yes, yes. And the non-seniors.
And the most of those guys?
Yeah, them too.
Yeah, I mean, but that's college football, you know, and it's different than the NFL where you really have a core that sticks together and a satellite group that comes in and out of your organization. College football changes every year, and our message to the team today was this is a whole nother situation. And really, there's only, you know, 4 or 5 places where, you know, you can look up and say these guys are returning and you know, we expect them to start. You know, we've got real battles at receiver for a bunch of spots. You know, we lost good players, not just Mike, but Travis Labhart. And you know, yeah, you know, Darrell Walker came on and was really a good player at the end of the year. So we've got battles there. We've got battle at running back. We've got 3 quality guys, and James White's in the middle of that. We've got battles all over the field. And so from that standpoint, as a coach and as a coaching staff, we talked about this morning, sometimes that's more fun than a bunch of guys that you already got coming back because they're anxious, they're ready to learn, and guys are competing out there. And like I always say, competition's a coach's best friend.
Do you expect to train DeShazer at both corner and safety and Springer to leave him at one spot?
You know, I think he's shown that he can do both. I think it hurts him when he does do that. You know, we'd like to leave him in one spot, but if not, you know, we got to get our best people on the field. And he's shown that he can play at both spots, but we've got to get our best 4 or 5 guys out there. And you know, frankly, that's the challenge of who's where and getting them in those positions and letting them practice and see different things coming at them. So we'd rather not dual train him. We're probably going to have to, but getting him more reps because he's a really, really good corner.
A lot of upperclassmen at DB that have been inconsistent. Do you feel like they've got a second chance?
Yeah, I think there's. Yeah, I think you know, Terry Joseph is anytime you have a new coach that comes in, you know, maybe some guys that haven't played, you know, look up and say, you know what, this is a new deal for me. And you know, there's a sense of urgency. I think there's a sense of urgency across our defense period because in our team meeting today, I basically told, you know, everybody that, you know, I don't care who plays, I care how you play. And so, you know, basically that was a statement that said, hey, the door is wide open. So, you know, if you want a position, go take it.
Couple more questions?
Did the result of the survey on how many coaches were against the new 10-second rule surprise you at all?
No, I didn't see it.
25 out of 128 were.
But you know,
were
I think
only 25 were for it.
I think I said what I had to say right after the meeting. So, you know, my vote, I've said everything I need to say about that.
What was it like not to see number 2 out there for the first time since you've been here?
You know, actually, I did see number 2. He was speeding on, and he looked pretty good today. So, but no, you know, it was a little bit different, obviously. But you know, like I said, we've got, you know, Jokel's steady. And, you know, he's graduated, he's come back, he's got some leadership qualities. I think he is battling. And then, you know, the 2 young guys got in there and got a bunch of reps today. So, you know, it's just a little bit different, you know, than, you know, I blow the whistle. I didn't blow the whistle as quick today, I'll put it that way, as we used to in practice. And I didn't have a guy turn around and say, "Come on," he wouldn't have touched me. And so it's a little bit different, but I didn't see. I just saw today, a little bit of him at Gruden. I didn't hear what he had to say, but he's got a new chapter in his life.
I know the quarterback race is a marathon, but what's your read on where these guys are physically and mentally?
I think it's interesting. You've got the old veteran, you got the young guy who that's played some last year, who obviously now has a sense of urgency, and then the new guy who just showed up and then threw some great balls today. And they're I think what I like about them is you see them talking to each other. I think Jake's doing a great job with them, but we talk about it a bunch. They're being competitive but not combative, and they're helping each other. And but like I said, it's still early. So as we start to get into different things, and we start to see different things from our defense and put in more offense, we'll see. But I was pleased today with their tempo, how they got the signals, how they operated the offense, and as time goes on, as more and more gets on their plate, we'll see how they perform.